Hello everyone, welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online, the SLOTRO edition. This is Gnarlrynae here. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlrynae. Good girl. We last left off, we had just spent the last 2 episodes working on the skirmish introduction. We had the introduction to the skirmish and then the beginning one, the defense of the prancing pony. And started working on leveling up our skirmish soldiers, so we have taken care of that for now. We will come back and revisit the various skirmish camps around the old world of Eregion here from time to time to continue leveling up our soldiers, so that whenever we get to the later events in the epic line that require you to go in an instance with your soldier, we'll be ready for him. He'll be of a strong enough ability and have his traits and all leveled up enough. I'm not 100% sure of that, but I'm not thinking that you actually hit the first ones that are required to go on a soldier until Mirkwood, maybe. And even that may not be entirely required. I'll have to think about that. Have to see if I can find anything online about when and if you are actually having to go on these skirmish events. Actually, I know there's, I think, at least one in Angmar that you have to do. So maybe that's where it comes in, because Mirkwood is essentially a side story. It's not truly part of the epic line, if I remember correctly. I don't think you have to ever go there. Once again, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've been there. Let's look at the deeds here. Deed completed. Protector of the Vile Slayer. Defeat a Protector of the Vile within a skirmish. And that we did. One of the ones in the skirmish there. The Protectors of the Vile put forth their power to maintain the strength of their allies. And we got a bunch of marks for that. And then we got a deed bestowed on us. Protector of the Vile Slayer. Same kind of thing. That was its bestowal. And then we finished it up whenever we killed the Vile Slayer there. So, what's in my mail? Oh, looks like Gnarlo sent me a couple of things. This is not an instance of using items that Gnarlo sends to me. It's just whenever I'm needing to finish up, do some inventory. Sometimes there's inventory maintenance that I'm doing on Gnarlo. Not everything can be sold. There's some stuff I don't want to sell. So I will, whenever he's working, I will take those items that I don't want to sell, and I'll mail them off to some of the other alts to hold on to me until they mail them back to me again. So that's what that is. Okay, next up, I'm thinking we need to finish up the deeds. I'm not going to do that this time, but let's pull up the deed log. Let's go to Eriador and Breland. There we go, Breland. Barrow Downs count in Breland? Bet they do. Yes. So let's see. Explorer Breland. We've still got that to finish. Ruins of Breland. Flowers of the Old Forest. Oh, we got to go find the flowers, don't we? History of the Dunedain. We know where the other 2 are. Deeds of Breland. I was looking at these in particular. Barghest Slayer. That's where you had to kill Barghest in the Barrow Downs. We've got a number of those left. Another 55 of those we have to do. Defeat Awakened Trees in the Old Forest. Brood Hunter, which I think is defeat spiders in the Barrow. Executioner of the Wicked. Yeah, we've got a lot of deeds left to finish here in Bree and the Old Forest. And in the Barrow Downs. So I'm going to get onto those off camera. That won't be today's episode. I'll be doing those off camera. And hopefully have produced a significant amount of progress on them before I join you again with Gnarlrynae. Maybe we'll knock out most of those during our downtime. But until then, we have got a quest or two. Whoa, see him sliding across there? we've got a quest or two. Next up is Book 2, The Forward, Aiding the Order. There's the Breland quest. Those are the bounties and a couple of the quests that you get from the Hunters Guild right over there. The Breland Reputation Hall gives you these. So while we are hunting Radagast and things of that sort, we will be finishing up the bounties and all on them too, since we've got to kill so many of the different items. That's a great way to finish up the bounties. North Downs is the one where we have to go find Aggie. We're not going to worry about that right now. It's level 24. And of course, the road to the Lonely Mountain. We go talk to Elrond and Gandalf and go get started on how do you get to the Lonely Mountain, as Gandalf wants to know what's happened at the Lonely Mountain to all his old friends from way back in the Quest of Erebor. So instead, we're going to hold off on that one too, and we are going to go talk to Ceradan at his cabin. Let's take a look at and continue along the epic a little bit. Let's look at the history of it. It says, Radagast the Brown, in concert with the Rangers of the North, has journeyed east into the Lone Lands, seeking the source of a great evil. I think it's probably Ceradan that gave me this. Remember, we were doing quite a bit of work for the Rangers up on the northern Bree fields there. Let's get out of Bree. Remember, we were doing quite a bit of work for the Rangers up here in the North Bree, fighting the Cirith encampment of orcs over here, and the brigands here in the southern Bree fields and the Brandy Hills and all, killing brigands along here just to the west and south of Thornley's worksite. So we went here to Ceradan's cabin. He was the main ranger in this area, the main ranger here in the Brelands area. So he said, "You have done much good for the people of Breland, but the shadow out of Angmar spreads far and wide. I have learned from Gwaihir, the Windlord, that another of my order has found corruption in the Lone Lands east of Bree. It may be related to the dangers you encountered in the Great Barrow." Oh, my order. I'm sorry. This is Gandalf giving us this. So sorry, it's Gandalf who was telling us this. "Unfortunately, Radagast is given to wandering and will be difficult to find. I would ask that you enlist the assistance of the Rangers in finding his location. There is one here in Breland, Ceradan, who will be able to aid you. Head out of Bree through the west gate and turn north along the Greenway. Seek Ceradan at his cabin in the east side of the Greenway across from Thornley's worksite." Now, to apologize, it is Gandalf that gave us this quest. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to head north along the Greenway out of Breetown here and go talk to Ceradan. And I'm just be willing to bet that Ceradan might be giving us a horse ride. And there is a horse there at Ceradan. He's kind of a mini stable master. He has a horse that will take you back and forth from Weathertop, if I remember correctly. I think you can ride from Weathertop to Ceradan's cabin, and Ceradan's cabin back to Weathertop, back and forth along with the campsite there. But we will see when we reach them. So I will be rejoining you in just a second here. Once again, talking about that confirmation bias, it is first thing in the morning again. Morning time, dawn had just come along. As you see, it's now morning. And so now we're going to start having the confirmation bias of, have you noticed that it's morning every time we log in now? I can't get my nighttime quest done because it's always daytime when I log in. Oh me, oh my. Also, all those years of wandering around and having to hoof everywhere on foot, I had totally forgotten as I was running through Bree that we have a horse now. For now, we had the brigands here in check, but I've heard there are more problems up to the north in the North Downs. See, we have been working with Ceradan quite a bit because he's here, and if you remember, right up here at these ruins, what is it, the old Greenway Fort, there's another ranger right outside there, and we've been kind of bouncing back and forth between them, doing quests all up here in the northern Breefields. There's Thornley's right over there. Let's go ahead and talk to Ceradan. Hey, there you go. Show me your travel destinations.
What do you need?
Candaith's encampment, which we cannot get to yet because we haven't. I think we have to actually take his horse ride there in order to, like any other stable, pick up the stable there. Just a moment. Let's take a look. Let's do this. We've done it before on Gnarlo. I'm going to click here and see what stables we picked up, and let's see how they list them in order here. Look at there. There you are. We went across the Arid Lewine, then across the Shire and Breland, one up here in the North Downs, hit the Lone Lands, and then bounced over here to Rivendell. See, and we've got a long ways to go. Many, many more to hit. Wonder if this one counts. This one doesn't actually look like it counts. Ostgurath, the Forsaken Inn. Yeah, this one is a specialty one, so it doesn't really count on your list of stables here.
What can I do for you?
I must confess that I do not know where Radagast was bound when he left here, other than eastward into the Lone Lands. I do know he was concerned with lightning which he saw upon the peak of Weathertop. One of my kinsmen, Candaith, has already journeyed to Weathertop to investigate. Perhaps Radagast has joined him there. If you wish, my horse would bear you to Candaith's camp. Talk to Candaith at his camp in the Lone Lands. Indeed. Zoom out.
How can I be of service?
Take my horse. She will lead you through the northern stretches of Bree and through the Midgewater Pass to Candaith's camp. Indeed. So now we should be able to click on Candaith's horse. I thought he had a horse right beside him here. I'm wanting to take your horse, Candaith. Where's your horse at? Why is it not showing up? Why is it not giving me the choice of taking your horse? I thought he used to have one sitting right beside him. Hey? Is this how we have to do it?
How can I be of service?
Take my horse. She would lead you through the northern stretches of Bree. I'm wanting to take your horse. Alright. Let me log out for a second. I'm going to log out, log back in to see if his horse appears or if we get a ring above his horse, because as you see, it's not showing up. So let me check that and see if it's bugged here. I will be right back. Logging out, return back to the game, and let's try talking to Ceradan once again.
What do you need?
Take my horse. Okay, we talked to Ceradan. Take my horse. We did that, but his horse still does not light up, so we're having a problem with his horse being bugged. That's interesting. I was hoping that we'd be able to ride it. I mean, you can get there any way you can get there, and we can just take the road out to the Weathertop that direction, and travel around the side of Weathertop and get to Candaith's camp that way. But I was hoping we'd take Ceradan because it takes you on a rather interesting horse ride across the downs here. So that is disturbing. Let me see if we cancel this. Yeah, I might have to do that. Maybe I have to cancel this one. I'm going to try this again. I'm going to cancel it. Then we're going to see if we can find where we got it. Okay, I'm going to cancel it. I'm going to go look out, see where book 1 was, or whichever one this led into. Go take a look at the epic line. Find out where I got this from. Travel there, cancel this, pick it up again, and come back, see if that fixes the bug. And then if it doesn't, we're just going to have to file a bug report. So I will be back with you again in just a moment. I was riding back to the Prancing Pony to check in and see if Gandalf was there. See about dropping it, picking it up, when suddenly occurred to me, am I being profoundly stupid? And that's quite likely. Y'all know I can be profoundly stupid in some of these things. Show me your travel destinations. There you go. It occurred to me about halfway back to Bree that he's technically a stable master, isn't he? And we couldn't get it before, but I bet we can get it now. Yes, we can. There you go. All right, let's go ahead and do that. Let's click on him and let's travel for free to Candaith's encampment. So we will get to see this ride after all. I don't know why I thought you were supposed to click on his horse, but that's okay. We're going to enjoy the ride here. Let's zoom out a bit. Travel across the festival grounds between the fairgrounds and the Hobnanigans chicken ball fields there. Go between that and Hingstacer Farm. And then we are going to hug the northern edge of the Chetwood. Until, as he say, we go into the Midgewater Pass. Nice little tour of places we have been, and some places we haven't quite been. We've been to Hengstacers, of course. We've been to the Bree Fairgrounds, of course. We're coming up here on, there's the hedge maze, the dreaded spring festival hedge maze that I hate so much and that Mindfiend loves so much. We have been in the Chetwood here, as we're going to be hugging the northern edge of it. Let's pull up our map. You see where we are now? We've hugged the northern Chetwood around in here. Just down there in the Archet area and east of Coombe. But we've never been up here on this side. You can get to Archet by simply riding right up there and jumping over the cliff. If you survive the fall, you're into the Archet beginner area right there. Of course, you're not into the instance of it, but you're into the part that opens up after you have the big fire and all. But the Chetwood continues. It's not just the area that you see with the bandits and all in it. That's down there past Coombe and past the logging camp. Off to our left, that's the valley there that the trestle bridge, the canyon that the trestle bridge is built over the top of. And now we are about to go into the far Chetwood, I think it is. Yep, entering the far Chetwood, which is the larger part of the forest there. Keep an eye on all the creatures. We'll see. Right now, they're all still light blue. But soon now, they will be changing in color once we round the part that goes to the north and east of the Midgewater. You'll see them change colors quite dramatically here. Lord, I remember killing a lot of things along this lake. This whole little lake area here. Whole area around the pond where the road goes. I have killed a lot of crebine, and I'm wanting to say, yeah, sickle flies and stuff to work on slayer deeds all along that area. And I want to say there's like wolverines or something. Yep, wolverine. There you go. Oh, Glenoran spent a lot of time in this area, so I'm kind of familiar with this little path here, coming back and forth along this road, hunting the various denizens, the pests that infest it, the crowdine, the crows and all. Now we are getting into the more difficult areas. You saw right over there with a purple Uruk, or half orc perhaps. Getting into the Weather Hills. Yeah, be very careful all around those ruins. That's one of those instances we've talked about before where suddenly they just throw there you go, another half-orc outlaw, purple. They just throw little bands. There's a couple more right there. These bands of high-level creatures out here into the middle of this. You'll have all these light blues and dark blue things that are appropriate for your level and for killing. Oh, I thought we were close to Weathertop. No, we're not. We're right here in these. See, like that light blue spider there and the light blue crebine with the purple. You can't even damage this thing, and he'll probably one-shot you orc right in the middle of it. They have to be careful now. Probably the sneakiest part, so you see all these little purple clumps of flowers here. Ooh, a bunch of people having a quest there. Remember that little quest hub right there. Let's take a look at our map again. You see where we are. We're right down here coming through the Midgewater Pass and the Weather Hills. And there's a traveling supplier there, so let's remember that. Y'all gonna remember way back with Gnarlrynae, there is a fortress right down there with half-orcs that we had to go and attack at one point. So we go through the yellow wolves here. All the yellow fangs. Let's remember that little quest hub there. We'll have to go and take a peek at it sometime and see what level their quests are. There's the little orc encampment. You can see the orc bridges built across it. Down that way. We will possibly be going into that at some point. It depends on whether you get those here in the Lonelands. Because once again, we're going to do the part of the Lonelands that is required by the Epic quest. But Nomadan is going to be doing the Lonelands. We're going to be taking the Northern Downs. So we're not going to be spending a lot of time picking up quests in this area. Now we're on the outskirts of Weathertop. There it is. There's Weathertop. And Candace Camp is built right at the back of it here. Just past that little clump of trees and all. There we are. Candace Campsite. Nice little ride. Candace Encampment. And he has if I remember right, has a horse there that you can take and ride back to Candace, to Ceradan's. Yep, show me your travel destinations. Ceradan, oh, he'll ride to Esteldon as well. Okay. Esteldon is way up in the North Downs. Let's get the big map. We're here in the Lonelands, the North Downs up there, and Esteldon is right over here. That is the encampment of the Rangers there in the North Downs. So very nice. Let's take another look at the Lonelands where we are, and there you are. You see us, we are the very northwest corner of Weathertop here. And there's the path that leads up. Although, that is a little bit misleading there, because you can't get there from here, as it was. That might have been the old path, but it's not the path that goes there now. And down here, of course, is the Forsaken Inn, where we were just a short while ago, 3 episodes ago, before we went and did the skirmish stuff. Let's go ahead and talk to Candace. What are we going to do? The forward, aiding the order, and then he's got Chapter 1 also.
What do you need?
Radagast the Brown. I have not seen him and know not of his passing, but there is a cold and a shadow that has come to these lands of late.
Greetings.
Okay, so we finished the forward. Now we're into Book 2, Chapter 1. No longer the forward, but Chapter 1, Rise of the Orcs. And these, we're getting into level 22. So it's a good thing that we have taken off our Stone of the Tortoise, our leveling pause item, because we need to level up a little bit to get here. Rise of the Orcs. Ceradan's words come late to the Lonelands. If Radagast the Brown passed into these lands, then perhaps hope is not lost in this place. I have returned only recently from a journey in lands far to the east, lands held firmly in the grip of evil. When I returned from that journey, I learned to my dismay that evil does not stir in the east alone. Goblins now roam to the south, while their larger and more ferocious cousins among the orcs spread through the Weather Hills like a festering plague. I must find the main body of the orcs. If you will assist me in driving back the enemy in these hills, I will begin the search for Radagast the Brown. What say you? Defeat melee white hand orcs, 8 of them. Defeat ranged white hand orcs, 6 of them. We will take that quest. And then he has other quests that, once again, I'm going to take on as few of the side quests as possible. We're going to stick to just the epic stuff here. Just the stuff that we have to do to get through the epic line and continue the story on along, because Nomadan will be coming this way. And the same thing happens in the other direction. Whenever it's Nomadan's turn to go into the North Downs and follow the story up there, he will be doing as few of the non-epic quests up there as he can, because Gnarlrynae will have already done them. Okay, folks, there you go. That is the story for today. That is our adventures for today. We will be traveling on with Candaith next time, going and killing these white hand orcs for him. In the meantime, I will sit and think about what I would be doing off camera next time. Let's see, will I be hunting in the barrows, or will I be hunting in the old forest to finish up those deeds? We'll see when we get there. Thank y'all for coming along. Once again, hope y'all have enjoyed it. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.